All right, folks, welcome back to the show. It's your boy Taj here. Futon Kitchen episode, holy shit, what's this, episode 6?
All right.
I guess it's episode 6. Welcome back. Yeah, man. Little bit of a disclaimer before we get started. Nothing that is said on this podcast is, actually, let me redo that. Disclaimer. Everything said on this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The things you hear on this podcast are not associated with the rabbit hole where we are recording or Social Syndicate as a whole. I am my own man. My guests are their own people, and we only speak about our lives for entertainment purposes only. And speaking of the rabbit hole where we are recording, I got to promote the rabbit hole. 3377 Adams Avenue, San Diego, California. It's one of my favorite spots. They've allowed us to record all of our podcasts here. Yeah, man, been coming around Adams Avenue for a couple of years now, and this is 100% the best spot in my opinion.
Great wings, great burgers.
Oh, yeah. Great wings, great burgers. I just had a stack of nachos stacked to the ceiling. It's crazy. If you're a drinker, obviously you'll be a drinker if you're in San Diego. They got all the West Coast IPAs, everything you need there. And it's my favorite thing on the menu. My favorite thing is going to be the Chuck Norris burger, fries, and you hit me with that house ketchup.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's going to be the shit. Yeah. So yeah, that is the rabbit hole. 3377 Adams Avenue here in San Diego, California. Now let's get to business. Episode 6. You've met this man before. He was here talking about Acoustic Revolt. His name is Kevin White. He's back again. Kevin, what up?
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you. Happy to return to the podcast. And I've got some updates. We've got some great stuff coming up just next weekend. And we've got some bigger releases coming in the next few months. So really excited to drop some music and make everyone come out to these amazing shows that I have, artists coming from different parts of the country, and I've got some international artists on this next second album. It's going to be awesome. So,
yeah. We are getting ready for Unplugged this upcoming Saturday, which will be April the 26th here on Adams Avenue. And I know Kevin, he's got some artists we're going to be talking about throughout the podcast, and some of those artists are going to be performing at the Unplugged event. And so for those of you that did not see, what was it, episode 2 or episode 3 of the podcast. If you didn't check that, the last time we interviewed Kevin, go back and watch that, where we went through a lot of his story. But just to give a little bit of a rehash, why don't you tell people about yourself and what you do?
Yeah. So first off, I'm Kevin, and I've been doing this kind of like Acoustic Revolt thing for now, I guess 7 or 8 years at Rosie O'Grady's. And every once in a while, we also do some other shows at other places. Lately, we had some other things going on this year that kind of interrupted things, and I haven't done as many shows at Rosie's as I normally like to do.
Right.
But usually we do this thing like every other month or so at Rosie's, and it blasts off. We got people from touring acts that are coming through, to local people that shine through. We bring a little bit of everything, something that anyone could enjoy. Acoustic Revolt is designed to be something that's like palatable, but has like a little stripe of like kind of a punk spirit that runs through it,
Absolutely.
So almost all the artists that perform at Acoustic Revolt have some kind of either punk history, or they've got some kind of, punk kind of grit and influence in what they do. So Acoustic Revolt, happy to continue to bring it. And I think we're looking at some big stuff next weekend. We've got Adams Unplugged, and we've got 3 amazing performers set up for you. So
absolutely. And I know you mentioned Rosie's a lot just now. We're going to give a shout out to Rosie's. That's going to be Rosie O'Grady's, the Irish pub, the best Irish pub in San Diego, California. That's right across the street from the rabbit hole that I mentioned earlier. That's at 3402 Adams Avenue here in San Diego, California. Once again, that is 3402 Adams Avenue here in San Diego, California. Make sure you show up this Saturday for the Unplugged event. You're going to see a lot of these guys that we're about to start talking about here in a little bit. But before we get down to business, man, Kevin, what's up, man? How you been? I know it's been about a year since we did this. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. She just got back from Joshua Tree over the weekend. It was beautiful out there.
Okay.
Yeah. Got to spend some time at Easter with my family, but
hell yeah.
Things on Adams Avenue were pretty nice. I live right down the street, so I'm a regular, in the community here. I walk up and down the street with my girlfriend. We hang out at lots of little shops and cafes around here, and I love living out here, and I hope I get to stay.
Oh yeah.
As prices come up, we'll see.
And I have seen you on Adams Avenue, within the past year. It's been like 3 or 4 times we've had little conversations here and there, and Yeah, man, it's good to see you again, man. And I know the last time we saw each other, the last time we spoke on the podcast, you brought up how you were working on an album,
right?
And that album is pretty much done at this point, you would say.
Yeah, I think last time we had just wrapped up Volume 1, and now we're done with Volume 2. It's just like pressing on wax right now. So they're cutting the the vinyl, and we're gonna be releasing that in July. We're gonna have a big show, double header actually, Tower Bar and Black Cat. So we got both venues secured.
Okay.
We're gonna do a late afternoon show, and then we're also gonna do an evening show at Black Cat July 5th. It's a lot of amazing bands have already confirmed. I don't want to drop any names yet because I still have a few details to work out to make sure that we've got everything secured.
Yeah.
But we've got, I would say, of the 10 artists that are on the album, 90% of them are going to be there. So,
oh, hell yeah.
We've only got one group that's just on the East Coast. It's a hard one to get in, on the East Coast. It's tricky. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and a lot of the artists that Kevin does bring through are dope as shit, bro. I mean, I'm rocking merch from one of your boys right now. Shout out Seth Anderson. I know we were talking about him. Said he can't get into the country right now. He's going through some bullshit.
Yeah. We've got two Canadian homies that just aren't going to be able to tour it all this year, just because it's already hard enough to get a visa. I actually do I help them out with sometimes. Communicating what their visa work here is going to be. I got to sign off on their shows and stuff that they're going to do and everything. And when I was working on that, a lot of the stuff they're like, it's just going to be a no-go this year. We just can't. There's it's not even a likelihood. It's like pretty much a complete denial of it. There's no chance in a year.
And that would be Seth Anderson and Greg Rekus, who we're going to be talking about towards the end of the show. Yeah.
Both amazing people, as you know. All Canadians are the sweetest, nicest people in the world.
Yeah.
But those two in particular, just a special place in my heart. Yeah. Amazing performers, been doing it forever, and they're both.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to them boys. Shout out to Canada. Hey, Seth, what up? Get at me, bro. Yeah, man. Hey, fucking sweet dude, man.
Yeah.
Side note, what have you been watching on TV lately? Do you watch a lot of TV?
Ooh, I tend to cycle back to just old stuff, and then once in a while I find something new that kind of just grabs me, and either something that really interests me, or it's something that just warms my heart in the right way. Mm-hmm. I love the Love on the Spectrum show. That show to me is just
never peeped it. Tell me about it.
Yeah. So it's about these people who are on the spectrum, on the autism spectrum, and they're trying to find love as adults, but it's really hard and challenging when you have all the kind of the expectations for what neurotypical people are like, and then you have all this wide array of people who just have all these kind of quirks and differences that make them stand out as unique humans, that their brains work differently, and it makes it really challenging for those people to find love and find relationships. So they try and find people who kind of work well together, and they set them up, and they do a few dates, and looks like so far I've been watching a few seasons of it, and most of the people seem to find someone, which is kind of special. It's just cool to see. It's
Love on the Spectrum.
It's one of those. Yeah, it's one of those shows where it's it has all the right ingredients to kind of give you optimism for the world and warm your heart, and just it's a cool thing.
Yeah. Actually, I gotta go peep. Where are you watching it on?
I think that's Netflix. Yeah.
On Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta go peep that. I mean, because it's not neurotypical people are the are the best at coming together either. It's
true.
It's pretty difficult out there these days.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a chick recently. I was sitting at the bar, and you ever have someone you sit down at the bar and they give you their life story right off the bat. To be honest, I don't even ever remember being introduced to the girl or saying anything. I was just sitting at the bar. She sat next to me. And she just dumped on me and started. I was looking at her oh my God, you told me about your ex and how you ended up here and all that shit, and I was it's been 30 seconds of us knowing each other. It was actually not too long ago here sitting at the bar during live karaoke, and it was just some weird shit, bro. And yeah, man. But
how about you? What are you watching these days?
What am I on these days? I'm on a show. Well, actually, I just finished catching up on a show called Yellow Jackets. You familiar with that?
No.
Oh shit, bro. Yellow Jacket. It's a show about. It's based back in the 90s.
Okay.
Early to mid 90s or whatever. Yep. And there's these girls that go to their school mascot is the Yellow Jackets, and they make their state finals, their soccer team, girls varsity soccer team. And I guess they're taking a plane to the finals. Plane crashes, and they crash somewhere in some woods somewhere. And it's just about what they had to do to survive. They had to go through a couple winters, couple summers, and then girls turn on each other. They
Lord of the Flies action kind of.
Exactly. They end up eating each other and shit like that. Okay. And then it's 3 seasons deep, and I was amazed from the first season, because it's what would you do in that situation? So it's probably they all crashed, and obviously there's people that died in the crash, but there's anywhere from 7 to 14 girls that survived. and one person was their coach survivor was a guy who later came out as gay on the show. In season 1, came out as gay, and then there was 2 boys. I think they were like equipment managers or something like that. So a total of 3 guys, and then like all the rest is just a full team of girls. And yeah, man, it goes crazy. Like they ended up picking leaders, and the way they choose who they're gonna eat is they have like a hunt. Or like they gotta pick a card. Whoever picks the Queen of Hearts or whatever, and then like that person just has to just start running. they get 1 minute to start running, and then they hunt them down. And the cool thing about the story is it shows everything that went down, because I think let's say about 7 or 8 of the women survived, as far as we know, because season 3 just ended up. There's going to be a 4th season, so we don't know who all the survivors are yet. So they kind of trickle in the survivors as the season goes along. But it tells everyone. It tells the whole story about when they were in the woods and everything they went through there. And it also shows the present day, like those survivors in the present day. And then they're the whole little like drama that's coming back to haunt them from everything they did when they were in the woods. And this is 25 years later. So there's 2 separate timelines. And then it's just a whole bunch of shit. And
that sounds intense.
It is intense, bro. I couldn't imagine being in that situation. It's pretty good. Really good acting. This past season, fucking Hilary Swank popped up in it. Yeah, I was pretty excited about that, to see her towards the end of season 3.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in a long time. She hasn't been doing as much. Maybe she's doing stuff.
I think I don't watch that much TV. The last time I saw her was funny enough. I think the last movie I saw her in was called The Hunt.
Okay.
Have you seen that movie?
I don't think so.
The Hunt?
No.
Yeah, basically like rich people like they trap a bunch of like poor people, and they make them run around the woods, and then like they hunt after them, and then like Hilary Swank ended up being like the main villain at the very end. So yeah, that was
seems like a tough lady.
But yeah, Yellow Jackets. And also I've been watching Mobland on Paramount Plus. Mobland, new show that just came out, has Tom Hardy, Helen Mirren, Pierce Brosnan, one guy from Sons of Anarchy. I don't know if you watched that back in the day. Irish dude, I can't remember his name. And some other people, like star-studded cast. I don't know how long it's gonna last, holding like that many stars.
They get expensive.
It might be a 1 or 2 season deal. Right. We'll see. But that show's amazing. Like basically like mob family type shit. I've
got some downtime over summer. I plan on doing a few good binges, so maybe I'll check those 2 out. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I know you're into the whole rock scene. Any good documentaries that you've seen?
Ooh, good documentaries. Gosh. Let's see.
I know some hip hop ones. Like I've seen the Defiant ones, Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine.
Yeah, I'm kind of drawing a blank on any really good ones. There's been lots of like, the Hollywood stuff they push out on, the kind of docudrama stuff. But like really good documentaries, I haven't come across one in the past year, so I can
it's all good. Jump. Yeah. What was that show? VH1 the that little mini.
It was like,
oh my God, it was VH1 something.
Yeah, where they like roll back on an artist. It was kind of like a has-been, kind of almost like a like, after like 10 years of not doing anything, they like, where are they now, kind of thing.
Yeah.
What the hell was the name of that?
Yeah, I don't know. If you know, say in the comment section. Yes. I can't remember that shit to save my life. But all right, jumping right into it, brother. Dreadnought 2, how you feeling about it? So you gave me the exclusive listen. This doesn't drop until July.
Right.
Me and you spoke damn near a month ago, and I said, send me that shit. We're going to come on the pod. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about these different artists. You gave me exclusive access. You sent it to me. I've listened to every track. I think I've been through the album maybe about 3 times in total. Okay. Maybe a little more than that. But
that's more than anyone other than me. So.
Oh yeah. So yeah. Let me tell you this. Right off the bat, I think it's good from top to bottom, but it gets better from from top to bottom.
I like that.
And ends on a high note to me with our boy Greg Records. We'll get into that track. And man. And what I wanted to do with you was, like I said, we're leading into Unplugged. What I wanted to do is just listen to this album. Sorry for the listeners. Like I'll cut this out. We're gonna listen to each track, and then we'll dive into each track, and then you guys will get the album released to you in July. And if you want to hear some of those tracks that were on the album, you can show up to that Unplugged event at Rosie O'Grady's this Saturday.
Performers, and they're both gonna bring a very unique set that's very kind of different than what they normally do.
Yep.
So it's gonna be special. Okay. It's not something you're gonna see again. So yeah.
All right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start off with the start with the first track. I brought in my good old Mega Boom Bluetooth speaker, and Kevin's got the album on his phone, and we're just gonna be listening. We're gonna go through the tracks, and let's get down to it, man. So I know track one is Half Man Survival.
Yeah. So before I hit play on this one, I just want to kind of give everyone a little bit of a rundown as to like what the Acoustic Revolt albums are and like how they're a little bit different.
Oh,
like,
absolutely. Forgive me.
What's a little bit like different about this, like Dreadnought Volume 1, when I came out with it, we decided to do everything as live continuous tracks. So we're not like splicing and chopping stuff up.
You got it.
It's layered where you have like different microphones are picking up different instruments, but everything is like we click go and we go from beginning to end of the song. We don't punch in or do any of that stuff.
I noticed that.
So these are like if someone misses a string and doesn't pluck it and that's the best take we got, that's the best one we got, you know?
Got it.
So you will hear some things in here where you're like, oh, that sounds like the production's just like a little bit different. It's because everything's recorded like in the moment live, and sometimes the artists come through and they're like, yeah, we got a show to be at in like an hour, so we're just gonna hit it and go, you know?
Just knock it out.
Yeah. So some of these are you get a kind of raw feel for them.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, can't get any more raw.
So second album, it's called Cutaway, actually. So Dreadnought was the first volume. Cutaway is the second volume. They're both kind of a nod to the two main types of acoustic guitars.
Got it.
The Dreadnought's like the big body, full body acoustic guitar. Cutaway usually has a little cutaway where you can, riff.
That's your shot, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's why you're looking around.
So let's just get right into it here. So this is my buddy Half Man from Austin, Texas, and let's go ahead and hit play here, and hopefully the volume comes in. I'm gonna start at a lower volume and kind of bring it up a little bit.
Then you gotta cut that back on, the front one. Hit the front button here.
Here you go. There we go. All right, hopefully we're still synced up.
All right, we are going to get into Survival by Half Man. Nice. All right.
So that is Half Man.
Yes, that was going to be Half Man with Survival. I really like that track, the way it eases into the album. You know what I mean? Yeah. Really cool. I told you I wrote down these lyrics. On the wrong side of 25, wouldn't call it being alive. I have more beer to ease my nerves, and I have ideas for words.
Yes.
What was that session like, and what's Half Man like? What was that whole deal?
Yeah, he's an amazing guy. Like it's one of those stories where, like so many of the other artists who are on these albums, some of the meetups are just happenstance. Like I just happen to be in the right place at the right time when they're doing a show and they're in from out of town. Sometimes I go in because someone might give me a hint and be like, hey, there's a really awesome band you got to check out. They're going to be at whatever bar, and I go in and they meet expectations. In other cases, it's just a band like he was in a band called Free Kittens and Bread about maybe a decade ago. He was on tour, and one of my other friends was opening for them. And I was like, yeah, I'll hang out, see what this touring band's all about. And everyone was just like seriously, like, these guys are freaking amazing. Like, and he's an amazing vocalist, shredder on guitar, and just a poetic, like, I think his lyricism really like is a nod to his background. Like he's into hip hop poetry, so actually a published poet. And just an amazing dude. He comes in at least once a year when we do these shows, and he comes all the way from Austin and books a special tour just to be able to get out here, so he can have money to put in the gas tank as he comes out. Right. He crashes at my house for a couple of days and makes a vacation out of it, and he gets to do it. These albums are special because of people like Chase, the Half Man. So yeah, he's a very unique guy.
Was this written in studio, or did he have it ready when he came in?
Ready to go, yeah. So this is one where I think he had it just sitting in his back pocket. And as far as I know, this is the only acoustic version of it. So I don't think there's another, at least on everything that I've seen that, he has published. I haven't seen this song on other releases yet. Okay. So this will be a kind of a debut for this song.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, man. Half Man Survival. Like I said, that shit was easy coming in, and then a little bit of a hero's journey, or
yeah.
And then like he turns up towards the end. Don't want to go into too much detail because they're not gonna be able to hear it until July. But yeah, very good intro to the album. All right, man, you ready for the next one? Matt. First off, Matt Casket.
Yeah.
What a fucking name.
Right. Yeah.
That's a winning name right off the bat.
Is.
Matt Casket, and then this song is gonna be Crossroads. Anything you want to say before we hit play on that?
Yeah. I will just preface this by saying Matt blew everyone away because he's not a guitarist. He's a drummer, like by his entire life. Like since he's a teenager, pro drummer his life. And then all of a sudden during COVID, he just was like, I'm going to take a shot at this. And this is what he's putting out there. So let's give it a listen.
Why so rock and roll?
All right, Matt Casket.
All right, jumping back in. That was Matt Casket with Crossroads that we just listened to. And right off the bat, as we discussed on the last time that we did the podcast together, that I'm just getting more and more familiar with this kind of music. Yeah. And let me tell you, this is one of those cuts that, like, you know what I mean? I probably replayed it like 3, 4, 5 times. Oh, wow. This and there's 2 other tracks that we'll talk about soon that I had to like fucking on the media player, boom, just like hit it back and run it back again. Yeah, this is one of those cuts that just makes you a fan, you know?
Yeah.
I love the breath control. Like, he was ripping shit.
Bro.
Yeah. Yep. Shout out to the Casket. Yeah. Casket man.
Yeah. And he normally sings while playing drums. Like when he does shows, he's a drummer and he's mic'd up as lead vocalist for his band. So,
oh shit.
Like what he can do, and the fact that like just out of nowhere he went like during COVID and was just like, yeah, I sort of think I'm gonna start playing guitar. Mm-hmm. I remember we did a show at Red Rhinoceros Records, and like I was like, all right, well, I'm really curious what Matt's throwing together, and I was like, I guess I'll see if he has any maybe potential as a good acoustic guitar act, and just everyone just like completely blown away again. Like, how can you just over the course of maybe 2 or 3 years develop that much skill? Mm-hmm. People take decades, right, to do what he did, and just that amount of time. It's
he kissed the devil and signed that contract. That's what he did.
He sure did, yeah. And again, like a lot of this, the artists that I like to bring in are people that really are like they're songwriters, and their lyrics have meaning and purpose. And every song that I put on here, I carefully curate to make sure that it has some significance and some meaning. We're not looking to just sing baby, baby, baby songs all day.
Absolutely.
We want real depth in these songs, and he definitely brought that with this. He has a lot to sing about, and just the sweetest, nicest guy too. Oh
yeah, hey, Matt Casket, shout out to you. Matt Casket killed that shit, no pun intended. And that was Crossroads. Absolutely destroyed it. We love that. Cannot wait for the audience to hear that. Shout out to that man. Hope to meet him here one day. Getting into the next one. One more thing about Matt Casket. Yeah. Like it's funny the way it comes in. To get into the recording session real quick. Yeah. It has like that old school feel. Like when you listen to this song, you wouldn't think it's something that was recorded like within the past couple of years. Yeah, it sounds like some cut from some legendary artist that fucking died already. Yep. Like it has that whole little vibe to it. So yeah.
Yeah, there are a couple of things with the way that one was particularly set up that gave it that kind of vibe. And at first, I really tried to make it sound like all the other songs. Like, you know what? This one is what it is. And when I listen back to it, like, you know what? It still sounds awesome. It's a different kind of awesome,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And congratulations to Matt Casket. He just had his first kid, so.
Oh, congratulations, man. Girl or boy?
Boy. I'm a bad friend. I don't remember.
Whatever the child is, Matt. Shout out to you, man.
I can't tell from the Facebook pictures.
All right.
I don't remember.
We might have to cut that.
No, I mean, babies, they all look the same when they're born, Yeah. All right. Cut it. No, let's go.
All right. So we're going into track 3. All right. This is fucking, we're ramping up now. And this is, before you hit play, this is going to be Urethane. Is that how you say it?
Urethane, yeah.
Urethane, and the song is called High Sign. Yeah. Anything you want to talk about before we hit play?
I'll probably talk about most of it afterwards, but this is a band that's doing a broken down version of a track that they have on their album. And I like this version because it really shows, and like when you take all the bass and the drums out of the song, you actually get a lot more focus on, what the guitarists are doing together. This is a really special kind of intimate version of that song.
Yeah, really like. I definitely got some notes on this one. Yeah. So let's get into it. Urethane, High Sign. Okay. Urethane, High Sign. Kevin White. Oh, one of them ones. What the notes I have here. I said this song is it's clean.
Yeah.
Very has radio potential.
Right.
My opinion.
Yeah.
And I also have like specifically in my notes, I was like, this song is like easily remixed into like some type of radio edit, some type of EDM edit. You know what I mean? Yep. I was like, it's just one of those ones. Like the notes they hold, the melody, everything about it. It just feels good.
Yeah. And they have the potential to do, like, I could totally see Tim and Steve getting together and doing just a small kind of acoustic, little side thing, where they could do like the duo thing as a completely like maybe a subcomponent of the Urethane band. Like it's a really special thing they have going on when you get the two of them in a room together. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's wild about this is I remember when I first heard Tim, he somehow had connected me with one of the links to his stuff. And like we were talking about getting him a show, and he had a kind of like a really alt rock kind of sound. This is years back, like 7 or 8 years ago when I was doing the Acoustic Revolt stuff. And I was just starting to bring in people who I didn't know, who were just like, people were either through word of mouth were sending me links, or I'd meet them and they were at my show and they'd send me something. And I was like, this guy's got something. There's something in his voice I really liked. In this particular song, he reminds me a lot of like Matt Skiba from Alkaline Trio. A lot of his early acoustic work sounds a lot like this also, I think. But yeah, Tim did the show, and I remember me and my friend Andrew were talking about his set, and we were like, dude, this Tim guy, like you put a band behind him and get him some other musicians to like to fill this out, he's gonna go places. And sure enough, Urethane's really taken off. Like they're doing a European tour. They're really ramping up with the big shows that they're getting and the acts that they're getting to play with. I see, I could see them on some TV shows here coming soon.
Had no idea who they were before you gave me this album, and I the whole time I'm listening, I'm just like, I can hear this shit. I was like, this is going places.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Shout out to Urethane, man.
Yeah. And the kind of the story goes with Urethane that like when Tim was looking to kind of branch out and get a full band thing,
right?
Steve Caballero had posted that he was looking to also start some kind of new band. I don't know if you are familiar with Steve Caballero.
I'm not.
He's a pro skater. He's famous. He was on he's Bones Brigade skater with Tony Hawk.
Okay.
World famous skateboarder. I would say most people would put him in the ranks of the top 3 skateboarders in all of history.
Steve Caballero.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much like the father of vert ramp skating. Like he's a big deal, and not just a skate community, but also like he's an artist. He rides motocross. He plays in bands. He does a little bit of everything. And he kicks ass at all of it.
Okay.
But yeah, so Steve was looking for something. They happened to find each other, and they started making this band Urethane, and they got other amazing artists from other former bands in San Diego, Slapstick and some others got together and just made a super band out of it. And it just blows my mind that they're having it's not shocking that they're having so much success. That they all kind of found each other that moment when they're all looking for this,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the way they harmonize is amazing. Awesome. Like that session, was it boom, 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 they're out? Or?
Yeah, I mean, they came in and they had 2 or 3 ideas for what songs they were going to do. And so this happens a lot where like, we'll just do maybe 3 songs and we'll pick the best of the 3.
Got it.
This one definitely stood out to me as like, when I heard their whole albums, I listened to the songs, and when I heard this version when they were putting it down live, I was like, oh man, we get a good take of this one. This is going to be it for sure. And it definitely stands out as a just beautiful song.
All right. Once again, Urethane High Sign. And next up, we got a question. It's Mark Allen Prince.
Yeah, Mark Allen Prince.
Mark Allen Prince, We Were Young.
Yes.
We Were Young.
Yep.
I like this song. I'm more interested to see like how you deep dive into this one in particular, because I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the ones that kind of had me stuck. Not that it was bad or anything. It's all good, but I was kind of like, I didn't want to put pen to paper on this one. You know what I mean? Yeah. So let's get into Mark Allen Prince, We Were Young. Oh, and also before you play, I'm sorry. You are going to let me know which one of these guys is going to be at the Unplugged, right?
It's pretty much all the second side of the album, so it'll be the last time.
Funny enough. Funny enough. Yep. All right, let's go. We Were Young.
Heavy hitters coming up.
People in love.
Good Lord. That was Mark Allen Prince with We Were Young. Hey, Kevin, that was, I think I said this while we were listening. Very on point. Good rhythm.
Oh, yeah.
He's on beat. It's on key. Like, oh my God. It's a real legit song. Like I said, I was stuck when I was listening to it. I was like, I really don't have much to say. I was like, it's just good. You know what I mean?
It has a good rock and roll kind of vibe to it. Mm-hmm. And it has kind of a Midwestern feel to it, which makes sense because he's from Wisconsin.
Okay.
So it has like, something a little bit different. It kind of, it gives the album a little bit of like wholesome kind of Americana, built into it. And I love that he, like Matt Casket, a drummer who does also the solo acoustic thing and tours, and he's going to be coming in August. He's, I think, coming on a Monday, but he's going to be at Tower in mid-August, and he came to Tower playing as a full band, and he was also doing an acoustic set about a year ago, and I was talking with him after his set, and I was like, dude, you got to get one of these Acoustic Revolt shows. We got to get you out here again and hook up with me, and we'll get you set up with a recording session. And unfortunately, like with the amount of time we had to get the album out, this is the one song that I wasn't personally able to record. So I had to settle for, like, he was able to get the mics and everything and, just kind of mail it to me. And then I was able to, tweak it and mix it and, get it all polished up and turn it into a single. But yeah.
He mailed it in, but let's be clear, he didn't mail it in. That was some good shit right there. That was some good shit. That's funny you said that. I was actually, my next question was,
it's still a live track. It's the exact same process I use, but it's
Yeah, my next question was what kind of microphone did he use? Because it kind of had like it sounded a little doctored.
He has. I think he's using a condenser, and it's a large diaphragm condenser, and he only had 2 microphones.
Okay.
So it's a different setup than what I would normally do. I have probably more microphones than I should be using, but based on the picture that I saw, it looked like he was using a large diaphragm condenser and a small guitar. Just a DI, I think actually he did for the guitar.
Okay.
So that one, I had to do a little bit of work to split out the audio signal for the guitar, make it sound a little bit bigger. But yeah, it's definitely a different track than the rest of them. Yeah, in that regard.
Definitely crushed it. Came through clean. Shout out to Mark Allen Rents. Man, that was dope shit, brother. I cannot wait for you guys to hear this in July. Moving on to track 5. This is going to be Never Pass Go.
Yeah.
That's what they're called.
Never Pass
Go.
And
Changing with the Tune.
Yeah.
I like that name. One of my favorite names, track names on the album. Never Pass Go. Let's go, MPG. Anything to say before we hit play?
No, I'm curious what you think of this.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, buddy. Is this the America I know? Intense.
It's an intense song. Yeah.
Very passionate. Oh, once again, I'm just gonna go with MPG. I like MPG. Never Pass Go. I'm gonna call you MPG from now on. MPG, Changing with the Tune. Definitely the most aggressive, for sure, if I could use that word, the most aggressive I heard on the album.
Intentionally, yes.
Very, super intense. Love the fucking passion from the dude. Good song. I want you to read what I wrote here. I wrote this days ago. What I have. My hand. I don't know if my handwriting is shitty or not. You see what I? Yeah. For the audience at home, I wrote this days ago. Lyrically heavy, the closest thing to a rap song on the album, because the way his approach to it, was like he was spitting.
Todd, I'll let you out a little secret. I am Never Pass Go.
What?
Yeah, so I came out of retirement for this one, and I decided to put a song on there that I hadn't done. Yeah, I had this one kind of sitting in my back pocket for a few years, and someone dropped out of the album, and we had a slot, and I was like, you know what? I just feel like I got to get this one out there, so I put it out.
My guy.
Yeah. I just went through it.
Let's go.
I wasn't sure if you had ever gone back and looked at the artist to see if they had other stuff, and I was like, he's not gonna have time to see if that's actually me. So I was curious. I was like,
I did not.
I'm gonna trap him and see what he thinks.
Oh no!
But that is an honor. The fact that you referenced the kind of hip hop rap.
Yeah.
That's
because I know in the previous podcast you said you have hip hop roots. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Started off as a lyricist. That was square one for me. Was writing hip hop lyrics. That was the beginning for me. So that's where I got to where I am today. So
yeah, I did. I looked up no backstory on anybody. It was just it was just listen, write down what I think. Cool. That's crazy. You didn't even mention that on the previous podcast. That I know you said that you were making your own music, but you never you never said your name, your artist name, if I'm not mistaken. Right. But MPG.
Yep. That's it.
MPG. Oh, yo.
So I'm at a point where I have just enough kind of B-list and old tracks where I might just do a little live album like this over summer and put another few tracks together for a small release.
Okay.
I might get a few shows in over summer, but I'm not really about trying to promote myself with Acoustic Revolt.
Yeah.
When the mood strikes me and it's a good fit, I'll throw something in there maybe,
Yeah. It's good that you're unselfish. I mean, but when you're doing shit like that, can't wait for you guys to hear it in July, by the way. But when you're doing shit like that, I would say probably be a little bit more selfish and get that shit out there. and it's funny because the Kev that I know, the guy I've been talking to for the past year or so, I I didn't hear that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of people say like the vocal tone that I use when I sing is very different than like, my vocal tone when I speak.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have a very close vocal tone that kind of matches, their speaking voice. And mine's just it's very dreaded. So.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Never Pass Go, a.k.a. Kevin White.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's not a new song about the current administration or anything. That's actually from the previous Donald Trump administration. I wrote that one before Biden. So that's a very old track that I wrote many years ago and never really got a chance to properly release it.
As planes fly over our head. Shout out to the backside indoor-outdoor section of Rabbit Hole. That is 3377 Adams Avenue in San Diego, California. We really do this. It's actually a little chilly back here right now.
Yeah, right?
We're chilling. I know, but the Seth Anderson shirt keeping me warm. What's up? And as we are halfway through the album.
That's side A. That's side A right there. Oh, yeah.
Don't hit play. We're about to get in.
I'm gonna cue it up.
We're about to get into some shit, some songs that absolutely excited me. But before we do that, we're actually I'm gonna get us a couple more drinks.
Okay.
And then we'll hop into the second half.
Sounds good.
All right, 1 second. All right, had to run and get us a couple shark bites real quick. You already know Rabbit Hole. Let's toast to that real quick. We're gonna get into the second half of this album. Yes, sir.
Definitely.
My guy, Never Pass Go. Holy shit. All right, here we go. Like I said at the beginning of this podcast, top to bottom, whole album is good. But this shit really ranks up. Yeah. Side B. And that's how you have it mapped out. Like, it's really the side B.
Well, the way that things turned out, I guess you kind of play Tetris a little bit with these, getting it on vinyl. You can't just pick whichever ones you want on side A and side B when it's this tight.
Yeah.
Because you got to pay overage fees for each side because it can only fit so much on each side.
Got it.
So I really had to kind of move some things around. And it just kind of turned out this way where the A-B sides just kind of sounded very different.
Yeah.
And I think some people are really going to like side A because it has like a certain dynamic. And side B has just some really heavy hitters and some just amazing. You're going to find out in a minute here.
Get you a little closer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. And the song that we're going into right now is it, so the file I was looking at, just to be honest, was it Clover S Curfew or Clover's Curfew?
Clover's Curfew.
Clover's Curfew.
Yep.
Fucking shout out to Clover's Curfew. You know what I'm saying? Like this smack dab in the middle part of the album.
Yeah.
Like, truly, I don't want to discredit or discount anybody else on this album, but like this centerpiece right here, these couple songs we're about to hear in the center of the album, Clover's Curfew. Shout out to you guys. Are they unplugged?
Yeah, no, unfortunately they're from Long Island.
God damn.
A little too far away. Yeah. Been working really hard on getting them out here, and also late August, they're planning on coming out. So hoping to get them a good show. We'll figure out more about the details on that one, but yeah, they deserve every single person that can come see them.
Oh yeah,
will be mind blown. Like I remember Jason ringing the bell at Rosie's, and people just like looking at each other like, I can't believe I'm here for this right now. This is just a special moment. Yeah,
Clover's Curfew. I mean, let's just get into this song. This first song by Clover's Curfew. Clover's Curfew, Low Road.
Yeah,
let's get into it.
Woo!
All right.
Good.
We're good?
Yeah.
What in the fuck? Hey, Clover's Curfew, Low Road.
Did you think this?
I'm sorry, folks. Yeah. hey, their shit hits you right in the soul.
Yeah.
I didn't bring this up before. I was mistaken. I didn't realize that I had already seen them live before. I stood right in front of these people.
Yeah.
Married couple.
Yep. Recently, honeymoon tour.
Honeymoon tour. They came to Rosie's for the last Unplugged. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken.
It was after last Unplugged. It was right after. So
right after. Okay.
Yeah. They were just kind of doing the headlining set of Acoustic Revolt with a couple other artists.
Got it. Got it. Yep. Hey, yeah. I've seen them live. Clover's Curfew. Love you guys. Can't wait to see you guys again. He says August.
August, yeah.
But hey, Low Road, absolute fire.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And the thing is, this all came together just because they kept popping up. It must be the algorithm. I don't know if it's because they saw like the people that I like are the same kind of thing that they play, but somehow they kept popping up in my feed, and I kept like, I don't listen a lot when I'm on Instagram, but I kept seeing them, and I just happened to listen to it one time. I'm like, damn, they're bringing it. And I listened to another one. I was like, you know what? Next time I gotta maybe try and see if they, next time they're in town.
Yeah.
And I happened to reach out to them on a whim. And I was like, Nick, let me know if you guys are coming to San Diego. And they're like, actually, we're coming in 2 months.
Whole time.
Yeah. And they're like, we're doing our honeymoon tour and we'd love to, and I so like, I'll hook you up. And we did the show at Rosie O'Grady's. And I feel bad because they're so amazing. And like the turnout for that one, compared to like what we usually have for Acoustic Revolt, we have really great turnouts. For that one, for whatever reason, there was a lot of competing stuff going on where there are other big shows happening. I think it was also a holiday weekend, and turnout wasn't as good. But my God, they took the house down.
Yeah,
they're
fire.
Yeah.
Talk about train to nowhere. Absolutely not. You're on a train to a fucking Grammy. I really like you guys, and we're about to get into this next track here, which is my personal favorite track of the album. And this one's gonna be Clover's Curfew. I've Got a Name.
I mean,
I told you this when we were listening to Low Road. They got that shit that like once it starts going, shoulders start bouncing, knees start bouncing, pep in everybody's step. It'll definitely bring up the vibe of a venue.
They're all dancers. Yeah, every song just gets you on a boogie. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they harmonized perfectly. It was clean. Was that session like was it a quick one, good one?
I think they did 5 songs in total, and we picked those 2. And I was telling them, I was like, you guys just turn this whole thing into a live album because every song sounded so good. They were polished. They've been touring for I think every single day for over 3 weeks when they came to do the recording with me. So their stuff was tight.
Oh yeah,
and they brought mandolin, the tambourine, little shaker, banjo, guitar. There's so much stuff, and they We'll just listen to this.
Sit on the highway. Oh yeah, we're gonna go on. I Got a Name. Let's do it. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's
my shit right there.
That's gonna be a favorite for a lot of folks.
That's my shit right there. I've got a name. I've got a name.
It's like, she straight takes you to church, but the lyricism in that mixed with the instrumentation, it's perfect.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and
what a song.
Shredding mandolin. She's shredding on mandolin in there.
Oh yeah. Those breakdowns when he's like it's like, come on now. Like,
yeah.
And he jumps. I just picture myself just in front of him, just cowboy hat, just, you know what I'm saying, getting it, stepping all over the place. You know what I mean?
Chemistry
drunk as fuck.
It's weird to have like a couple that just got married and they came in and they were such pros, they were, you could tell like they were really dialed in and they knew exactly what they wanted to do together. It was, the chemistry is, undeniable.
Oh yeah. I've got a name. One thing I was when I was writing the notes, I didn't do notes for this one, but I do remember thinking, I was like, what a funny snog. Fucking shark bites, man. Shark bites kicking in.
Shark bites coming in.
Goddamn, Taj.
You didn't see the shark.
All right, yeah. I was like, what a good song to like make fun of snitches with. Imagine
that's funny.
In the interrogation room. I've got a name. I've got a name.
I'm gonna tell that to the next time I see it. That's funny.
But Clover's Curfew, love that. Like I said, my favorite song on the album. We will be seeing you guys soon.
Yep, and clearly I like them. I got the shirt on right now, and
fire.
Yeah, and the kind of stuff that they've been doing for a long time, and the stuff that they're moving out with now, like they had a couple years ago, they somehow got Laura Jane Grace from Against Me, and they did a solo live session together. Like it was spectacular. It's on YouTube. They cover some of Laura Jane Grace's Against Me songs together. It's beautiful. It's just amazing. Go check that out. And then like now they do busking in subways. They're on tour all the time. Like they're getting it. Like they're chasing it. And
they're moving.
They're gonna find it.
Yeah. That whole Newlywed tour thing last year was that was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all coming back to me. You guys were sick as fuck. Moving on, we're gonna go into the
Kieran.
8th track of the album. Kieran.
Yeah.
O'Reilly.
Yes.
Red Wine and Vinyl. Another great name.
Yep. And this is it's time to finally drop the Adams Unplugged. He will be playing Adams Unplugged.
Kieran O'Reilly.
He's
Adams
gonna have
Unplugged.
Yep. He's gonna have a full set with his bandmates are gonna be playing some acoustic instrumentation with him. So it'll be like a full band acoustic performance, and they're gonna bring it too.
Oh, yeah. Red Wine and Vinyl. This song is grown and sexy in my opinion, if I'm remembering correctly. Grown and sexy. He will be at Rosie O'Grady's, 3402 Adams Avenue, San Diego, California, on April the 26th for Adams Unplugged.
Yeah.
Excited to see this guy.
Evening slot. I think he's playing around 7:30 or so, something like that. Maybe 7. something. Yeah.
Dope. Hey, we're in there. Hey, Kieran O'Reilly, let's get into the track, Kev.
All right.
Good shit right there.
Yeah.
What's the lyric? Is it you say stale coffee?
Stale coffee, yeah.
Stale coffee.
Stale coffee and cheap cigarettes.
Yeah, cheap cigarettes.
Yep.
Red wine and vinyl.
Yep. We can all.
Yes. I don't know about stale coffee, brother.
Yeah, we got too many good coffee shops on Adams. Yeah, messing with that nonsense.
I drink straight black. What are you doing, Kieran? Stale coffee? No, but shout out to that red wine and vinyl. I'm more of a IPA and trap music man myself.
Okay.
But red wine and vinyl, very good song, man. I was telling Kevin while we were listening, I said it's another one of those, I feel, one of those radio type hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, killer, man. What was that session like, and what's your feeling on that?
Yeah, he has so many great songs. Like the song that I originally was thinking we were gonna go with was a really interesting song where he has a really cool perspective because he's an Irish family. They grew up in England, so he has lots of stories about like being an immigrant in England, but like it's like Ireland's like a very, I guess, well, that's kind of narrow-minded of me to say, but like I always think like Ireland, England, they're close to each other, right? But there's some bad blood there,
yeah. 100.
And he has songs that kind of tell the story of what it's like to kind of be, an Irish family in England and be an Irishman in England. And now he's an Irish family that grew up in England. Now he's out here in America. So it's some really unique perspectives, I think, on like what it's like to be a citizen.
Uh-huh.
And his songs are spectacular. They're all well written and crafted with kind of like a folk perspective, and they kind of capture and embrace I was kind of asking him, like, if I were to introduce you like in a biography, like I had to write something up for him one time for one of the shows we were doing, like, what would you, like in a 2-sentence kind of write up, what would you say? And he was like, I don't know, I just like kind of like write songs for like, working class citizens and something that's going to resonate with, the average person in the, in a pub, And so that's definitely what he does. He has these songs that as soon as he starts playing the first couple notes and his voice carries through, people just kind of put their drink down and listen. And then he captures their minds, he captures their hearts, and he does an amazing job every time. And he sounds every single time just spectacular.
Oh yeah.
Every note's perfect, and his voice just butter.
Drink more shark bites.
Bite it up.
I'm gonna close my tab and I'll be coming back. Red wine and vinyl. Kieran O'Reilly. Hey, dope shit, brother. I will see you there.
Yep.
And next up, am I gonna Suntear?
Suntear, yeah.
Suntear. Okay. Suntear Shine. I really like this song.
Yeah.
Let's just go right.
It's the longest song on the album. I don't think I've ever done a song that's
there. You go. 5 minutes. 5 minutes, 8 seconds.
It has lots of it has lots of breakdowns and intricacies in it. So yeah. Buckle in your seatbelts for a long ride, but it's smooth. It's he's got a lot of cool instrumentation in here. Give it a listen.
All right, Suntear.
Yeah.
Definitely long. Definitely good. Very intricate.
Yeah, he's a finger picking style player, and there are parts where like he has like these bracelets and stuff. You can kind of hear some slappiness, and at first I was like, oh, I want to tell him I was like, no, that's part of his persona, his live presence, And he has a very unique style of like melodic playing where it's smooth and it's all finger plucked for the most part. And then he's got strumming parts, he's got breakdowns, and it comes together very nicely as an arrangement. I really like the way that he writes songs, and his very like kind of just chill, kind of whispery voice just kind of carries you through the whole session. It's just very like just relaxed kind of music, I love it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Good voice.
Yeah.
Like the melody. God, 5-minute song. Not what we're used to.
Yeah. Especially in the punk industry. Like I'm currently working with some guys, and like we have a rule like 2.5 minutes is ideal. Anything over 3 minutes, we're cutting the rest out. Like, right. 3 minutes is the max, Did
that the length of the song, did that play a part in when you were choosing the placements of like where the song was going to go on the album?
That was like and he actually took the session that we did. He published it. So the whole session, if you go on Bandcamp, you look up Suntear, his stuff, the whole session is available on Bandcamp if you want to hear the whole
sick.
thing. I think there's 4 songs on there of the 5 that we did. I think we did 5. And yeah, they're all really good, and there's really great stuff in there. But this was the one that stood out to me, even though it has a lot of length to it. I was the way it was kind of just the structure of it and the intricacies of it carried through really nicely. And I felt like we needed just a really smooth kind of singer-songwriter song on here, and this was the right place for it. So.
Oh yeah. That was definitely a good song to lead into these last two songs. We're almost at the end of our journey, Kevin.
Adams Unplugged, City Mouse, Misky D.
Get ready. I met her. Met her. Yeah. Very nice lady. Yep. Very good voice. This song, Hialeah Blues, that we're about to listen to is it's pretty goddamn dope. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, a lot of energy in these next couple tracks that we're gonna close out with. Let's get into City Mouse, Hialeah Blues.
All right.
That's funny. As many times as I've listened to that track, that was a Hialeah Blues by Misty, aka City Mouse. Yeah. As many times as I've listened to that track, it finally just hit me. I was like, that's an electric guitar. She's cheating.
Yeah.
Cheater.
City Mouse.
Cheetah.
Misky D is probably, I would say, the most badass chick I know in the punk industry.
Oh yeah.
Like she does more footwork to be in the punk scene than any other person I know. And for someone to tour as much as she does, and to just, she has almost like a body of musicians in every major city that she can just pluck out when she wants to go on tour. And she just carves out these pathways throughout the United States for herself and does these amazing sets that blow people's minds. And she was nice enough to pop in and do a recording. She recently moved up to, I think she's in the San Bernardino area, or greater LA area now. And she comes down every once in a while because one of her good friends, Davey, Red Brontosaurus Records, who helps us put these albums out, they're really tight. And he actually plays in her band a lot. And she has amazing songwriting skills and pipes. I mean, for she just sing anything.
100%. She's the one that's originally from Detroit, right?
I don't know if originally. She's originally from East LA, I think, and then she moved to Detroit for a long portion of her adulthood. But she's fairly nomadic. She bounces around a lot. And I think I was talking to her. She was like, something like probably 50 people have been in City Mouse. Her band is just, she brings people in from all over the place.
Yeah. She comes in, guitar bigger than she is. Yeah. Truly a City Mouse. She's pretty small. Yeah. But big voice, big talent. Yeah. Shout out to you, Misty. I cannot wait to see you this Saturday at Unplugged. It's going to be so dope. I mean, she's definitely been through Adams a couple times.
Yeah. She's probably done Acoustic Revolt at Rosie's at least twice. Yeah. And I've done probably 4 or 5 shows with her in my life. And when she was like, I'm going to play electric guitar, I was like, yeah, that's fine. I'm not going to force you into this kind of acoustic thing. She's a singer-songwriter like everyone else. If she wants to plug in for it, she's the 3rd girl I've had that wants to do electric guitar. I don't know. There's something going on there where it's just like the girls love the electric. I think it complements their voice in a certain way. Having that kind of driven gain oriented guitar. But yeah.
Absolutely. Shout out to Misty. All right. Last but not least, Misky. Sorry. Misky.
It's all good.
Apologies.
Yeah. I've screwed up her name on probably 10 flyers in the past where I put Miske, or someone else mishears me when I say it. It's very common. All right. Gregory 6.
Before you play. Yeah. Last but not least.
Oh yeah. Definitely not least.
You ended the album with this guy. I've seen him live on Adams.
Yeah.
Not the biggest in stature, but a huge voice.
Yeah. A lot of people think when he brings in the stomp box, it's a stage. Like, he's so tiny, he's gonna have a stage for himself. I'm like, oh no, you'll find out. That's not a stage.
Yeah. And then when he comes in, before he sets up, he's you wouldn't guess that he's one of the performers. Very very chill, unassuming guy. You know what I'm saying? Smile on his face, just you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Moving through the crowd, and then he steps on that fucking stomp box. Yeah. And then it's just over.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're talking about Greg Reckes here. Yep. He has a song called Encampment that is the very last song on the album. Closing out Dreadnought was session 2 or part 2 is what you're calling it.
Cutaway Volume 2. Yep.
Cutaway Volume 2. Yeah. Greg Reckes, Encampment. Me and Kev are gonna listen to this, and then we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, only live recorded at Rosie's. This is the only one that's not recorded in my studio other than the Mark Allen Prince one. But I was very hesitant to record a live session in a bar, and I'm glad it came out reasonably well.
Hell yeah.
Sinners go to church, saints go to church. Thank you.
All right.
Hey, and that was that guy, Greg Reckes. What a name, by the way. Greg Reckes. Yeah, that sounds like something that's about to go crazy.
Right.
Greg Reckes. The song was called Encampment. That was actually, you said that was performed. You recorded that live. At Rosie O'Grady's.
Straight out the board.
And,
I had my little camera, my little Zoom camera with the microphones, and
now that you mention it, I was in the crowd that night.
Yeah.
I was there. It was a good night. Good dude. That's funny because before we played the song, I was talking about how I met the dude. Now I'm like repeating. Now I'm repeating how I was in the crowd. You already know. All right, Tosh, shut your dumb ass up. But yeah, Encampment, Greg Reckes. Here's where being like a hip hop fan like kind of like works to a disadvantage because some of the lyrics I didn't understand. If I can make fun of this guy, or maybe it's Kevin White's fault, maybe it's never past Go's fault. It sounded like he had his fucking like hand covered his nose, like
yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck am I hearing?
Sometimes it's the especially with live recordings, the buried vocals. Yeah, there's so much volume coming from the guitar that we couldn't really get a good vocal signal. But yeah, he has a very distinct kind of like I would call it like kind of snotty punk kind of sound, where he has like it's almost like Cookie Monster, but also like it has a Cookie Monster kind of drive to it, but it has kind of like a snotty attitude to it. But yeah, if you want to hear the lyrics with a little bit more clarity, he definitely has a lot of great shit on Spotify. But his live performance is what makes Greg Reckes who he is.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He's one of those guys where like you cannot like just listen to a Greg Reckes album and just feel like, oh, that's great music. You got to see him live, and that's what his music is. Like, his music is the performance.
100%. Oh yeah, and I'm not trying to discount you, Greg, or anybody, any of the listeners here. It's good shit. I was just saying, like, there was just a couple lines like during like throughout the song, and I was like, I was like, but at the same time, there's other people that are gonna catch it. You know what I mean? So that's just me. So no disrespect. I think you're fucking dope, and that was a good fucking song performed at Rosie O'Grady's by Greg Reckes. It's called Encampment. Last song of the album, track 11. Oh man, Kevin, we did it.
We did it. Cutaway album.
We did it again.
Boom.
Hey man, never pass go. It's good to meet you. Holy shit. Yeah, we just finished that review. Make sure you're at Rosie O'Grady's on April 26th here in San Diego. That's going to be 3402 Adams Avenue, Rosie O'Grady's. A lot of the artists that we talked about here today on the podcast will be performing at the event. Kevin White will be there. I will be there. The drinks will be there. Maybe not shark bites.
Probably not shark bites. Plus some Guinness though.
Yeah. Kevin's big on Guinness. He's a Guinness guy. And we're going to get that going. Yep. And once again, we are at the Rabbit Hole. They are just so generous, you know what I'm saying, with me in this podcast. Like,
here and everything.
Yeah, they let us have this back room. Absolutely. 3377 Adams Avenue, San Diego, California.
Plug too.
Oh, do it.
Yeah. Pete Egersheim from MIT is the third act that's going to be playing for the Unplugged. And he's not on the album. Maybe volume 3, just saying. Out there. Haven't had a chance to get him to confirm to it or agree to it. I keep twisting his arm, and I got him to do this show. If it goes well, maybe I can get him to come down the street and record something real quick.
Okay, what's that name again?
Pete Egersheim with MIT, Making Incredible Time is his full band.
Oh, dope.
And yeah, he's got a really cool. He actually does a lot of the same stuff I do, where he goes an acoustic night himself.
Right.
Once in a while. Amazingly talented vocalist. Yeah, he has like that kind of old school punk mixed with like the new kind of it reminds me a lot of like Unwritten Law, Against Me, and just all the great bands like I grew up loving. Like he just brings all that together. Got
it. Yes. Hey, Futon Kitchen, episode 6. This is Kevin White. I mean, you're my first repeat guest. Hey,
all right.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, hell yeah.
It's always great being on here, and happy to come back when we do volume 3.
Oh yeah, we will be back. Let's run it back again. Like I said, run it back one more time. 3377. This is the Rabbit Hole. 3377 Adams Avenue, San Diego, California. Over here in the Normal Heights. Come have a shark bite. Come get some nachos. Get the wings. Get the Chuck Norris burger. Yeah. Come see the wonderful staff, the wonderful bartenders, servers, cooks. Everything is just great here. They are so gracious. They let me record my podcast. We'll be at other locations soon. But love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube crowd. Appreciate you guys. My name is Taj. That's Kevin White, Acoustic Revolt. Peace.